Venturing Company. I am Captain Zach, aka Heath, aka the Dire Bear GM. You can find me out there in a lot of different places on Facebook as Dire Bear Venturing Company, on Twitter at Dire Bear AC, and I am joined by this cadre of individual people that are all wonderful folks in and of their own right. Maddie, Q, Sarah, Molly, and Eric. There is no Steve tonight. Sorry, guys. Steve has some OT and he's not been feeling well, so he's going to take some downtime to rest. So Mello, after the triumphant defeat of the Alhoun with a single swipe of his Vorpal blade, is going to take a much-needed relaxation and rest. So we have this crew with us tonight, which we have them every Monday night, and it's always happy to see them, especially coming off of the wonderful weekend that I had repping Dire Bear Venturing Company at the D&D celebration. That's right. We had the D&D celebration going on this weekend, along with PAX, and those things overlapped. I ran, I think when it was all said and done, 12 hours on Saturday straight, like one after the other, and they were epic 3-hour adventures, each one of them. There were a little bit of break in between there, but for the most part, it was just one take a 30-minute break, the next one take about a 30-minute break, and then the last one ended at 11 o'clock at night after a long run of the day. Friday I ran 3 games, and on Sunday I ran 3 games. I had a blast with all of them. Hey, Raymond, thank you. It's good to see you, buddy. I'm sorry I haven't been around. I promise you guys I'll be back on DDO starting tomorrow. I've just been super busy with this weekend. So we are looking at, we'll see. We ran that many games. I advertised out to everybody, and so I will I will be catching up on some of the things that we've got going on. So let's catch everybody up. After the D&D celebration, the next event, I don't know. Locally, I'll be running at Lucky Dice Cafe. Nope, this is Anthony's weekend. I'll be running at Liquor Express. We'll be there Saturday night, so you can come by and see us there. On Friday night, we'll be at Lucky Dice Cafe, but we will be running the D&D game. Please, if you want to play in D&D, come out and see Anthony and myself. He's a fantastic DM. And people say that we look like we're brothers because he has literally almost the same thing going on. He has wireframe glasses, but like the haircut and the beard, it's identical. So people from a distance are like, Anthony. I'm like, nope. Or they go, Heath. And he's like, nope, it's Anthony. So anyways, we have that going on. We have Tasha's Cauldron of Everything is dropping in a couple of months. The Season 10 rules have already been published for Adventurers League. So check this out. In the past, you picked your player's handbook and you had one other source that you could use. That means that if you wanted to play as a race that wasn't in the player's handbook, whatever book it was you chose, that's what you got. Scope this. Now, you can choose any of the races in the player's handbook and an approved list from each one of them, regardless of what your +1 is. But, here's the thing. There's no Yanti, and there's no lizard folk from Volos, as well as the half-orc and the bugbear and the goblin. So they still have a bunch of others, and it's really good, though. And the Aasimar is still there, the Goliath is still there, the Tabaxi is still there, the Kobold is still there. Because it's Icewind Dale, I think the reason that they chose not to have the lizard folk in the Yanti, because it just doesn't make sense. You're gonna fall asleep because you're a cold-blooded creature, and there's a lot of fucking snow. So, I got to sample the first adventure. It was a 4-part, it was a 4-part session. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4. You run them back to back, and it introduced sidekicks all over again. So from the Essentials box where you had sidekicks to help for a solo play, you literally had sidekicks in this first adventure, which means that they might be lifting some of the restrictions on what they're doing as far as table size goes. Does that mean you're going to see Adventure League with a table less than 3? Probably not. but you may start seeing smaller groups. I just thought it was really neat that they did that, though. We ended up having the epic was a lot of fun. It was a really neat adventure because they ended up doing a judging contest. So the first thing you did was a fishing rally, and they had a couple of different ways you could do the fishing rally. The way that we ended up doing it, I really liked, is each player gave me a skill set that would go along with helping them fish. Somebody was like, can I ask some of the locals that might be better at fishing to tell me how best to do it? Sure, give me a persuasion check. Okay, I want to try to use my strength to reel in the fish. Great, give me an athletics check. And then what you did was for each success with a set DC, you had a D10. When you had your pools of D10, so everybody at the table gave you a roll, and then when you had your pool of D10s, you rolled all of them together. That number told you which section you were at, and then told you what kind of fish you caught. And as long as it wasn't a knucklehead, you just divide by 2. If it was a knucklehead or a giant knucklehead, it was just the straight die roll. So it ended up being really cool. We actually had somebody that was rolling dice really hot, and they had a 75-pound giant knucklehead, which means that they had to have at least 8 dice or more. So it was fantastic. It was really a lot of fun. There was a sculpture judging and a dramatic acting and scenario that they got to judge, and the legacy rewards that they handed out were pretty cool. And so that was really all this last weekend. It was fantastic. There's a lot of the panels and things that you can still check out for the D&D celebration through WotC's channels. Go check them out. They're really worthwhile. A lot of them have to deal with like world building and things like that, representation. Another thing that they added to the rule set is, even though Tasha's isn't out yet for the Adventure League, the race, the stat changes for race, building your race based off of something different than what's standard. So that's actually approved. Even though Tasha isn't out yet, it's a standalone supplement that they've added in saying, hey, you want to play an elf who is spending more time yoking than booking it up, you can actually play a strong elf, and you can move your +2 from dexterity to intelligence, and you can move your +1 from whatever to constitution if you wanted to. So it was really neat that it's already in effect now in the rule set, and you can grab the official rule set from D&D Adventurers League. They're out there if you play the AL circuit at all. Anyways, enough about all of that. Next week, we're all super excited because on Wednesday, Baldur's Gate 3 drops, and yes, you will be able to catch up with a lot of us playing. I know that I'm going to be having it. I'm going to get it because I'll be damned if I miss a Baldur's Gate game. I've played every single one of them that's come out so far, and I'm not missing another, even the ones that aren't so good, like Dark Alliance and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to this one being dropped because, one, the company that's behind it is fantastic. I absolutely am so excited about this company being able to drop that. And then, of course, like I said, we had just last week, Rime of the Frost Maiden is out. You can still pick it up at local gaming stores. And listen, the alternate cover and the normal covered book are the same price. What? Get the alternate. It's a no-brainer. Get the alternate covered book because it's gorgeous. Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, I've already seen the alternate cover for that, and boy howdy, I'm going to be picking that one up too because it just looks great. So keep an eye out because in October there's going to be another event that I'm pretty sure I'll rope myself into because I'm a sucker, I guess. I don't know. So keep an eye out for that. I'll be announcing more details as they come up. We want to take a week off, or at least the Baldwin Games, who contacts me to do these things. We're taking a week off so that we can relax and go, oh, that's what our family looks like. Or so that I can go, hey guys, welcome to the show. Met a lot of new people this weekend and told them, hey, come check us out. And I have been just exploding everywhere. So if you'll do me a favor, all of those out there watching, if you find us on Twitter at DireBearAC, share out the fact that we've gone live, share our Facebook post and everything else like that. Just share it out there in the world. Make sure that you spread the love so that everybody else can get on all the fun. And then last, before we actually jump into the show, Adventure Tomes. We are about 2 weeks out now from it. We're going to have the Kickstarter go live at the end of September. So we are 2 weeks away from it. We're going to actually have our marketing team come in, and they're actually going to be doing some videos this week. So we're looking excited for that. If you go to our Facebook page, The Adventure Tomes, you will see some of the artwork already up there, and the first NPC, Tessa, is already up there as well. The artwork from Kevin Stokes looks amazing, and I'm excited. And I cannot wait for you guys to see what this looks like. We're going to do a little unboxing with some of the equipment that we have in the first one. We're not going to show everything, of course, because we want you guys to buy it. I mean, duh. So that will be dropping in 2 weeks, like I said. So look for that Kickstarter. Trust me, as soon as it does, I will be just putting that out there everywhere. So there you go. That's how I'm going to be out in the world. All right. I think I've done enough talking about all that. So let's talk about some other things going on. Last week, they ended the rule of the beholder who had made a deal with an Alhoun to become a death tyrant. The mind flayers were put down, and the Alhoun, with a single swipe of a vorpal blade, was laid low. The party was regaled as heroes, and a nice feast was put out. They learned that their friend Polonius was the brother to their ruler, and they received the blade and part of the blade and the tip, a big piece of the sword, missing one piece, and they already know where it's at. But for now, they're going to take a bit of time to rest. And that's where we pick up with tonight's episode of The Escort. There in the archipelagos, you guys have been shown chambers that you can sleep in. And you have been spending just a little bit of time relaxing and recuperating. I believe at the end of last episode, Satil wanted to talk to Ezra.
Yes. So he will go by and just knock on the door.
After just dealing with somebody and sending them to the ship instead of having him serve me, going to the door, it's kind of roughly pulled open before takes a bit of a breath and is just like, oh, it's you. Can I help you?
Well, I just wanted to check in, see how you were doing.
I'm doing fine.
Okay. Sorry we didn't get to you fast enough, or quickly.
That's
Took a little
fine.
bit of time.
Everything was dealt with. I got out. Our friend Tonga is out. Everyone is alive. But I know that's not what you're here for. Not
No,
stupid.
I
I know you're not stupid. So spit it out.
Right, who are you?
I'm still Ezra. Just stronger. More willing to fight. More willing to put things down.
Yeah, I noticed that for the first time since I met you, you went for death blows.
Well, nothing ever happens if you don't kill it.
And, you're also referring to Tangaroa as a friend.
True. Ezra and Tonga like each other, that's no issue. With me, it's just... Ezra's not here right now. So... I see no issue with not giving him any attention.
Thought you just told me that you were Ezra.
I'm Ezra, but I'm not. My title is Tenza.
Tenza. Okay. So, I thought you wanted to just sit here and talk about it in the open. Mind if I come in?
I'll move to the side, let you out.
let me out. Bitch, I'm coming in. No.
No. He'll move to the side to let you in.
Okay, yeah. They'll sort of. He definitely kind of shuffles a little bit awkwardly, but this is kind of odd to talk about, believe it or not. First time I've run into somebody who had something like this.
Well, when Ezra needs me, I'm here. Though he hasn't needed me for a very long time.
Well, I hope that's because in part he felt safe with us.
Probably.
So what happens when he doesn't need you?
I stay back.
Fair. Is this sort of you're just kind of around until he recovers kind of a thing?
In a way. We'll see. I'm not sure when he'll come back or if he'll want to come back. The thing is I've been around with Ezra since he was young.
So he just kind of trusts you to operate the body while he's gone.
Oh, he doesn't know I'm here.
Oh. Okay. So I suppose for him, it's kind of like a blackout then.
Mm-hmm.
Me, the player, sitting here going, I have a character that does exactly this shit, so I'm trying not to meta it. Well, since you are another brain, I guess. Is there anything you might need from us?
No. Just when the time comes, stay out of my way.
Time comes for what?
Well, if there's anything, a fight, staying out of my way is the best thing.
I've heard that before. And it usually never ends well.
Well, it won't. You're not wrong.
Well, as much as I do appreciate your help, I do hope Ezra comes back soon, because I do miss him.
Well, unfortunately, I have no say in the matter.
I know.
When he comes back, he'll come back. If he wants to, if he's willing to.
There might be some magics I could research to help, but...
Your magics won't help with this. You can't get rid of me that easily.
I wasn't talking about getting rid of you. I was talking about reaching Ezra.
Well, that's up to the gods, I guess. Me staring pointedly at Heath like... For now, you should probably rest.
Suppose I probably should. That was a lot of my power that I expended just trying to keep us alive.
You did well, though I missed half of it.
Yeah, well, you just missed me teleporting around, basically.
Well, perhaps someday I... Actually, no, I have some eyewitness, just I feel like it. If memory serves. But still, you can leave now.
He'll go to the door and open it and just pause and, Tenza. I just wanted to let you know that, despite my thanks for your help, if you do become a threat to everyone else, I will be stopping you.
Oh, well, now that will be fun, won't it?
Not for you. Good night. And he'll just close the door. and then just hyperventilate, and then go back to his room.
All right. You've been here for, like I said, a couple of days. As you are resting one evening, sitting at a desk, reading a book, poring over some of the engineering that the elves here work on, true sights and of wonder to see. Tunnels made of curved pieces of glass that are actually set into pressurized double panes, allowing them to be floated under the water, connecting large sections of these islands together via these tunnels. You can see them with the different design ideas about, flinging stones farther, small balls made of lead using a mix of saltpeter, sulfur, and other things. It's truly fascinating to sit down and read. Your chin dips into your chest, and your eyes fall closed. There is a small touch at your shoulder. A figure stands there, hood pulled up, demurred. You can definitely tell that it's female.
Mm-hmm.
She gets down on one knee as she leans in close. The face is not familiar to you, but as you speak, this is what happens when the DM reads the Twitch chat. When the voice speaks, you immediately recognize the divine guide that has been with you. You're so very close. One more step, and you'll have completed it, and from there we can end the threat. I'm very proud of you.
What happened?
You know you can do this on your own. You don't need them. I don't trust some of them.
Why?
I watch over you always. I watched over you today. When you met with that Tenza person. I don't know who they are, but I don't know that I trust them completely. And Zastari and her new blade speaks ill. It sends a shiver down my spine. I question her motives as well. The rest of them are fine. They seem simple and good-hearted enough, but if Tangaroa is easily swayed by his love for Ezra, then who's to say that they won't turn on you? You're about to gather an artifact of great power. And her hand is heavy on your shoulder, like the burden she speaks of. Being yoked with such power is calamitous at times. And I fear for you. Maybe the task that I've set before you is too great. I'm sorry. Hand it over to someone else. Be free of it. I will find another way. There's too much of a risk here. I don't want to see you set asunder.
I was set asunder long ago. My path was chosen already. Tenza, honestly, I trust him about as far as I could throw him, which wouldn't be very far. But point him at something that needs to die, he probably will get it killed. Mello might as well be that crazy uncle everybody likes to hang around with.
The one that gives you your first sip of beer.
Yeah.
Me. The fun uncle.
I mean, Ezra, whenever he gets back, he's might as well be a brother. Tangaroa's, I don't talk to him as much as I'd like to, but he's got a good head on his shoulders when he needs to. Zora's always been a voice of reason for our shenanigans. Kind of do agree with you about Zastari, though. But they've been with me all this time. They already know about one artifact of immense power that I already have. They've never asked to use it. They've trusted that I would keep it, and that I would know when would be the best time to utilize its power.
There's a sigh from her, as you can see. You can't see her face. Again, it's shrouded in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
She squeezes your shoulder and says, "My sweet child, perhaps the trust that you think is not trust, but a fear that holds them back. I just worry. My job is to guide you. And I worry. That is my job.
I understand.
I can only give you advice and guide you. The choice in the road that you are on, it's yours to tread. But know that I'm here." And she squeezes your shoulder once more, and you can feel it linger, like the warmth of her hand linger. You're kind of do that, like, catch your eyes, you pinch the bridge of your nose, but the warmth and her presence in the room is faded.
Well, that's a bridge I have to cross one day, then it's one I'll cross when I get there.
It's the story. Alone in your room. Well, not alone, because you're never alone, are
Not
you?
anymore.
There is a heavy sigh that enters your brain and violates the space in your head. I'm bored.
After all that wholesale destruction, you're bored.
Love, I'm a sword. I have one goal in life. If it's not being sheathed in a scabbard, I should be at least hilt deep in the belly of something else.
That's fair. I'm not going to argue with you on that.
Good that you don't.
Now, we have a very good and moderately healthy working relationship here.
Fair.
And I
Who
did
was
say
the-
moderately.
Who was the bloke with the horns? He came in like
Ezra.
a fury of fists and feet.
Yeah, that's Ezra. Mind you, never seen him really do that.
Hmm.
Kind of liked it.
I like the one with the hair and the magic in the face and the spells and all.
Oh, that would be Mello.
No, longer hair, more feminine.
Oh, Zora.
Ah, yes. She's a
Yeah.
quiet one, isn't she?
She's great. Girls' night and all that.
Yeah. Yeah, girls now. I don't know what that means.
You know what? I'll tell you someday. Just not tonight. You'll like it. Actually, I think it'll be right up your alley.
Let me guess. Unbridled wholesale mass murder and slaughter.
Well, it was definitely murder.
Huh. See?
Self-defense
I think
murder,
I like
but
her
still
already.
murder.
Self-defense, man. If there's no witnesses to tell the difference, really what it matters in the end. So, we're going to stick around here then for a little while.
I'm not sure how long we'll stay here. We're supposed to be heading to...
Player brain goes blank. Prestigio.
Yeah, I was getting there. I was like, I have it written down here. That was the whole point. We're heading to Prestigio next, if I'm not mistaken.
Yay, new places, new faces. All right. Yay, look at me. I'm a world traveler. Fine.
Well, I'd ask what you'd want to do, but I know what you want to do, and... Well, we have an agreement.
There is an uncomfortable silence that follows that suggestion. Yes, and there is a long, uncomfortable silence that follows that statement. Fine.
I know, it's not ideal. But... we'll find combat, we'll find... warm bellies to sink you into, don't worry. That I'm sure of. And I mean, afterwards, we're gonna go kill a god, so... that'll be something for the history books.
He falls really quiet. And for a moment, you think he's done talking. And then he just comes back with a single word. Tease. And then he goes quiet again. Zora, you've had a couple of days to walk around. What are you doing in this time?
She is going to go check up on Tonga.
Excellent.
Hunt him down wherever Tonga be.
Probably just chilling and wherever he's gonna crash for the night.
Some
somewhere on
aquarium
the ship.
somewhere.
He's back in the holding cell.
Was
He's
it back
in
in
the
the
water. He's back in the pool.
The guy just wasn't that bad.
I mean, there's no wall keeping me in. It's cool.
kind of finds him like, you doing okay? I know you kind of got kidnapped, and Ezra got kidnapped, and that's probably not an exciting experience to experience. I'm sure it's exciting, but not in like a surprise, here's a birthday party, but more of a, how are you?
I mean, that I could all deal with. I don't know. I think something happened with Ezra. And, well, I'm not sure what happened, but, I don't know if he likes me anymore.
I mean, I'm sure he still likes you.
He was very dismissive.
And like goes over, kind of puts an arm around him, which is like,
You're not doing it from the door with a broom. There, don't be sad. Don't be crying.
no, like legitimate, like trying to put arm around Big Fish Man. Maybe something happened down there he's just not ready to talk about, and eating his head. Like, he just keeps rethinking it, maybe.
I mean, I hope it's not something I did. I didn't go into that room with him and it separated us, and then everything went black, and then when I saw him again, he was different.
I really don't think they would have let you probably stay in the same room. I mean, you couldn't have done anything if they were separating you. I'm sure you wanted to be with him, and I'm sure he wanted to be with you.
I just don't know what happened.
I mean, I could go yell at him for you.
No, you don't have to yell at him. I'm
Okay.
sure something probably happened, and I don't know, I'm probably overthinking it, but at least when we see each other, we're affectionate, and we were always affectionate, and he was always so soft-spoken, and then just, I don't know, the adamant turn down just was so different. I might go check on him a little later.
Yeah. I mean, could the beholder have done something to him, maybe? I know it has rays that try to mess with your mind. Could it have messed with his mind, maybe?
God, I hope not.
But it's dead now, so it shouldn't. I don't know.
I don't even know what that creature was. I've never seen anything like that. Nothing with that kind of power.
I agree. I mean, I've read about it just because I was stuck in the library helping, and it was in a book that was right there, so I was bored.
Convenient.
Yeah. It was either that or nap.
If I could read better, maybe I'd do that more.
I mean, I could teach you some.
Ezra's been helping me a little bit, but there are not many moments where we just get to stop and pick up a book. I can read my language just fine. It's just the common words that...
Common's horrible. It's like 5 different languages kind of crammed together.
Yeah.
Calling out the English language.
Like 5 languages in a trench coat trying to write something.
I can speak it just fine. It's just nobody on our island has the need to
Yeah.
learn that kind of writing when the only people who delve in it are our traders.
Kind of probably the same as a lot of folks up where I live. Most of us can speak Elvish. I mean, because Dad ran a store, I kind of learned how to speak it and read it. Just because we traded a lot with folks, but Sylvan's kind of the one that, like, folks just, I don't know, learned or didn't learn.
Common just looks so ugly.
Hey!
It does. Have you seen how my language is written? It's quite lovely.
It is. Sylvan does have, like, 45 words for trees. Either way. Well, keep an eye on Ezra. I mean, maybe it's just a funk he got into. Maybe... Was he with anyone else down there, aside from you?
That I know of. It was mostly just us and whatever other creatures were in there. I wasn't there for too long before I blacked out. There was somebody else, but like I couldn't see him that well. He and Ezra, they shared similar traits, but I didn't get to see much of him.
Either way, I'm sure we'll figure it out.
I hope so, because I'm worried. I'm worried for him.
Got you keeping an eyeball on him, and me, and pretty much probably the entire group. We'll make sure he's okay.
Maybe I'll get him something to eat. Usually food is
I mean, yeah.
it's like a secret language for him.
I mean, when I get grumpy, food's always good. I mean, maybe you just didn't get enough to eat down there. I mean, we did have the feast, though, so...
I mean, yeah. When I was down there, I did not eat anything.
Can't imagine they had a nice buffet or anything.
You kind of got what you got. But I don't know. Food was the last thing on my mind.
Yeah.
Kind of just get the whole time worrying about him, whether or not I would even see him again.
Shoulder will squeeze. I'm sure it just he maybe needs time. I'm sure he still loves you.
Sad fish.
Sad glub.
Yeah, just that thing where you sink down to your nose and just like blow air bubbles out.
The fins droop.
Yeah. The frills aren't quite as frilly.
Everything is slack.
Aww. After your conversation, do you retire back? Everything's frozen.
Who?
Which you?
Yep, I'm there. Just dodgy for a second there. After your conversation, do you retire back to your own quarters?
I'll see if like there's something else I can get Ezra to eat, and maybe I'll check on him.
All right. What about Zora?
She'll probably just kind of wander around until it's either if they're doing like group food or if they do group food, she'll go to group food and then probably go to bed.
Okay. As you enter into your chamber, there is a tinted piece of paper sitting on the stand next to the bed.
Just kind of looks at it, flicks on detect magic just to make sure it's nothing malicious.
Yeah, it is. It is a standard piece of paper.
Picks it up.
It has writing magic on it. What is this mystery?
It's a bomb!
You open it up, and it's magic mouth. Hey! You opening it up, it just says something about leeward side balcony, and it says just after sundown.
First, she's gonna like
Top-
stop for a moment and
top
try and figure out
floor.
what leeward is.
Leeward side balcony, top floor, sundown.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
basically like on like the side that's sheltered from the wind.
Yeah.
So like a windbreak side. All right.
She'll show up there, but she'll definitely tell Axel to stay back, and if shit goes down, send him after somebody.
Otter just reminded me. Yeah, there we go back to common and its many weird words. Okay, so you and Axel. In the meantime, I'll come back to that in just a moment. Ezra, or no, Tangaroa. You gather a plate of food. The meal is a little less grandiose. A little less grandiose than what it has been. However, it is not a meager affair at all. But you gather a few things and some specialties that maybe weren't served out but are in the kitchen, and try to track down Ezra's room. Easy enough to find.
I'll just knock first.
Sorry.
He just shuffles and gets up and opens the door. Tangaroa.
I didn't know if you were hungry. I feel like you're always hungry.
Oh, you're not wrong. My stomach is an empty pit. Well, I'm okay with food. I will take it and I will snack on it. Thank you
Can we talk a little bit?
Sure. Everyone seems to want to have a chat. Come on in.
I go in and I sit on the bed or something. Just kind of sit down. Did something happen? Like something that made you not like me anymore? I don't know if I did something wrong. I don't want to jeopardize what we had. I don't know if something happened to you. I don't know, just everything sort of changed.
Well, things have changed. A part of me still likes you. I can tell you that, but unfortunately that part... sorry. Unfortunately that other part is currently unavailable at the moment.
Do you need a minute?
No, I'm okay. I got it. We're good. Sorry. It was the repeat, and I'm just like, oh god. Unfortunately, don't know how to put this lightly. Ezra felt fear that he has felt in the past. So I'm here. There's a spider on my desk. Please hold.
I mean, it matches well. Ezra felt fear that he fell in the past. There's a spider. Be right back.
Sorry. Oh, I saw it in my... No, it's squished. Okay. Ezra felt fear that he felt in the past, and, I'm here now. Which means Ezra is not. Which means... Sadly... Your relationship is not with me.
And who are you?
My title is Tenza.
Do you know what happened to make Ezra go away and Tenza come?
Well, he was alone. Trapped. See, Ezra doesn't do well on his own.
I shouldn't have left him alone. I knew I shouldn't have.
But he's fine now. Sleeping. He's okay. I can promise you that. Perhaps speaking more to his mother might be able to tell you things.
Oh, perhaps I'll bother her tomorrow. She makes me a little nervous. I feel like last time I spoke to her, I was threatened to be dinner.
That sounds like her. I've only met her a few times, but she's quite fun.
Well,
Do you have anything else you'd like to say, or can I have the night to myself again?
Can you speak, Ezra? Or is it just...
Here. Whether or not he wants to hear me is up to him. I can't promise you anything.
Just let him know that I miss him. And I wish he comes back safely. And I'll get up and I'll leave.
Zora. You arrive on the balcony to see not one but two figures standing there. One of them a bit lithe and tall. The one beside him much taller and very filled out, a very muscular figure. You recognize this as Polanius and his sidekick, the Muscle. They turn and smile at you as you approach. Polonius says, "You've done a lot for our people. I couldn't ask for more of you, but I feel like I have more to ask."
I mean, we'll all do what we can to help, but our place isn't really here.
No, and I think that my request and your destinations may align.
Okay.
I simply want you and your people to leave. No offense. I'm not saying go. I'm just saying that I align myself necessarily with forces that I know could render my enemies. But that's like trusting a viper to kill all the snakes in your feed stores. Or trusting a viper to kill all the vermin in your feed stores. You all are vipers. I see it in your eyes and the looks that you carry. You all, well, most of all of you, are accustomed to this sort of thing. It's like danger follows you wherever you go. And we've had enough danger. I just want our islands to go back to the peace that they had. You, among all of them, seemed most reasonable to speak with. So understand that when I say these things, as the envoy to our queen, that I don't say them to be offensive. I say them out of preservation of my people. You're a dangerous lot. I can see it.
Zora kind of like shifts her shoulders a little bit. Says, I'll relay the message. But you should realize that it's people like you that make dangerous people like us. People that won't take care of their own problems and look for other people to take care of them. You guys could have done this, but you didn't. You had someone that could have talked to a mouse and figured out what was going on. You could have gotten in here and taken care of that thing. Instead, it had to be us that luckily showed up. I'll make sure that everyone knows that we're to leave.
We are happy to help facilitate travel to whatever destination you have next.
We've already have a boat.
We
I
have
think.
magic. I truly am thankful for all of your assistance. And again, I don't mean any offense, but we didn't have a force. And the people, you're right, they were cowardly. They would rather fall on their knees in genuflection of those who would rule than stand against it. You're right, we had people. And we were fighting alongside of you. Maybe not in the same room, but we lost one of our own, taking down more of those tentacle-faced monsters.
I'm sorry for your loss. I'll make sure that we're able to leave. I will contact you if they wish to leave magically, but I know that there are people on the boat that we are also aligned with. Gives them a bow. Have a good day. Turns and leaves.
You don't see it, but he bows to your back. What's your passive perception again?
Really high. Passive perception, 21.
Yep. As you go, you hear his ally. My lord, are you sure? And as you leave, that's all you hear.
She will... What? It's sundown, so
Mhm.
Is everyone typically taking meals together, or is it just kind of go get a meal when you get a meal?
I think for the most part they serve their meal like so that you can eat there in the common area, but if you choose to like get your plate and go, that's up to you guys. So I'll leave that up to you guys.
So go see if anyone's at the common area.
I'd eat there. I'd eat
Okay.
with people around. I don't see why not.
Zastaria's probably there as well, eating with everybody else.
Okay. Satil, Tangaroa.
I'd say probably about now he's trying to see about narrowing down some more dunamancy before we leave. So he's probably actually just getting a plate of food and leaving to go to his room. So he can
Okay.
work on that.
All right. So you can find a couple of your party members there. Mello's there.
She'll just kind of sit down at the table, kind of give Ezra a look, but not say anything because she's not going to do anything in front of anyone else. But be like, the powers that be are somehow thought I was the quiet one. Never mind. They're asking you for us to leave.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did I just... They're asking us to leave.
Mhm.
After...
Politely or in a rushed manner?
I mean, they left a note on a table in my room, and they were polite enough. For some reason, there were two of them. They had the bruiser guy with them.
Well, they clearly coded you as a threat.
Woo.
Sorry.
But I'm sorry, they want the saviors of the city to leave.
They said, the long and short of it was, thank you for saving us, thank you for what you did, but
Get out.
you need to leave now. I don't know if it's something political, but they said they had a way to get us magically where we're going, but we have Ezra's mom's boat. I don't want to just leave her here.
I mean, she'd be more than capable of sailing herself out, but I agree. I guess it all depends on how fast we want to get to Prestigio.
I'm of half a mind to just take our time leaving here, but that's the petty side of me.
Zora, have I ever mentioned how much I like the petty side of you?
I don't know if I like you liking the petty side of me.
Damn it, I should have given the sword to Zora.
I mean, she did identify it and was going to go talk to the guy, but the story just got up and
She's like,
nabbed
hey.
it. Magic? Sword? Mine.
Hey, to be fair, she did offer it to you first. You had found the magic item, and she was like, do you want to go, or would you like me to, since I can sweet talk my way in anything? Suddenly cat right across the screen.
Yep.
Well, I suppose if we're being asked to leave and they're not bringing any guards, we better go collect our recluse out of the library.
The muscle guy, before I left, he said something like, "Are you sure?" I didn't catch anything else because, honestly, I was a little miffed that we were being asked to leave, but
Well,
I don't know if they're being forced or...
Well, either way, it's a royal decree. If they've asked us to leave, then we better go. Mello, can you go get your brother from another mother? And not Ezra, he's sitting at the table. The other one.
Yeah.
Zora,
Right now.
Yeah, right now. Go get your shit. Zora, I guess we better, unless you would like to go get Satil.
I'll round up my stuff.
I'll go let him know. At which point Zastari is first going to go check the library, and then if he's not there, then to his room.
Library or your room?
In his room.
Okay.
Because he wants to make sure that if this goes wrong, he doesn't break the library.
Sure,
Yeah.
she just knocks on the door.
There's a long wait. Would you like to roll those dice for me now?
Yes, I will, because he's doing it now.
All right.
How many am I rolling for you?
Give me a percentage roll
Percentage. Okay.
to start with.
Percentage says 21.
Okay. You were successful. Roll me a d4.
Okay. D4 says 2.
You're going to give me 2 rolls.
Arcana?
You know it.
Got it. Holy shit. Sorry, our proficiency went up. I just saw what my new bonus was for Arcana. Okay. 31.
Okay.
First dice. 16 plus 15.
Mm-hmm.
And for the second roll, also a 31.
Excellent. You have learned. Just see, you guys just went up to level
13.
13.
Mhm.
You will lose 1 5th level spell. No, wait. Yeah. 1 5th level spell.
Okay.
And 1 4th level spell. And they are permanently lost to you.
Right.
Also, suffer 2 levels of exhaustion.
Okay. Will do.
That's what you get for messing with magic, my dude.
I brought it up myself. It's fine. See, so permanently lose 1/4 and 1/5 level. Ooh, what do I want to lose? That's a good question.
While the knocking on the door just keeps happening.
Yep. And eventually you hear a crackle, like electricity crackling, and then kind of a whoop sound. You see a flash underneath the door, and then you hear it's made out of stone, so you don't really hear it, but you hear a grunt as someone hits their knees.
The door is made out of stone?
No, the floor.
Oh, okay.
Duh, floor.
The floor, okay.
Yeah, everything's made out of stone. The doors are made out of stone. The people are made out of stone. The food's made out of
Sure,
stone.
why not?
It's all stone.
She's just gonna keep pounding on the door. Accompanied by, open it up or I'm gonna kick it in.
What?
He looks wrung out.
1, you look like hell. 2, we
Thank
gotta
you.
go.
Why?
Because the royal family has asked us to leave.
Okay, why?
I don't fucking know. They were just asking Zora to tell us to go.
Could we let them know that we probably need to check out the Beholder's area and probably that menagerie too, just to make sure that its taint is gone?
I don't think they want us here that long.
It probably won't take that long. Maybe a few hours.
No. I mean, they want us gone now. They offered us magical means to leave.
Well, I mean, I can get us out of here magically if we need to, but I don't want to leave Ezra's mom here.
Again. Sorry, not again.
No, I know
weren't
what you
here
all
for
are
this.
chuckling about. I know exactly what all of you were chuckling about. You think I said that in error, but I did not. I wanted to see who broke.
All of us.
You're welcome.
Again, no, not again. You weren't there when I said it earlier. Ezra's mom has a ship. We can make it out on our own. And she's not the one being asked to leave. We are. I mean, would you really want somebody as powerful as us just taking over a city? Because we damn well could. There's probably why they're asking us to leave. I'm not saying we would, I'm just saying that we could.
No, you stop.
You started this, Eric.
I did, yeah. I know exactly what I did. That was on purpose.
Like chitlins.
I mean,
All right, I'm done.
No. So you
I'm
all don't
done.
expect that out of me.
You finished up like the worst thing. God.
I'm done.
Well,
Okay.
I at least am gonna need some rest.
Well, if they're offering us magical transportation, you can rest in Prestigio.
Door close.
You sure you don't want to just run him through and drag him along?
I'm so tempted.
He looks as weak as a kitten at the moment.
Yeah, but that's no fun. I'd rather face him at his full power. Not that I want to. Anyway, I'm gonna go collect my shit.
Fine.
And then drag him out of here if I have to.
Fine. Everybody gathers their things, spreading the word amongst the party. I take it that Tenza or someone notifies the ship and the captain. The captain.
I figured I wanted to at least talk to Aelinor for a moment. So
Yeah, that's right. You did want to go talk to her. The crew looks like they're busying themselves. Like they've mopped the floor, they've swabbed the deck a few times. And it's already been swabbed and they're re-swabbing it. They're rechecking their things. They're doing things to keep themselves busy.
well, I would will cautiously approach Aelinor.
She's grateful to see you, especially since the last time she saw you, you were stepping through a portal.
Yes. Miss, may I call you Aelinor? Or
Yes, you may.
I'm a bit worried about Ezra.
She immediately stands from behind her desk. You can hear the chair topple over. Why? What's happened to him?
I don't. He's not harmed or anything, but it's not Ezra. Something happened at the thing, and there's another person there, and he came out on the other side not the same.
I'm sorry, you're not making any sense for me.
It,
He was there was another person, and he came out the other side. Did somebody do something to him?
I don't know what exactly happened. There was somebody who looked kind of like him, maybe taller, and then when I managed to speak to him again, he wouldn't really acknowledge me, and then when I finally got to sit down and speak to him, he said his name wasn't Ezra anymore.
She kind of narrows her eyes for a moment. And you see her shoulders kind of slump for a bit. And she says, her shoulders fall and her arms cross, and she says, she's doing this thing where she's like holding one arm. She looks more frail than you've ever seen her. She's always a very powerful woman. She just kind of has this presence about her. For the moment, she seems to shrink in size and stature. And she just lets one word fall, and she says, Tenza?
Yeah. How do you know?
Ezra's not always had the best times. He had sort of a mechanism allowing him to sort of retreat and let something else take over.
There will be a knock at the door.
She walks over and opens the door, and she sees you standing there. Tenza.
Eleanor.
You are wearing my son. You can call me Mom.
True. I don't feel like I have the same intentions as your son would, though.
Well, you don't intend to hurt me as well as... That's all well and good, then.
True. Ezra would be quite displeased with me. But that's not while I'm here. When he sees Tonga, he'll sort of pause for a second. You came for the story then.
I was worried about you and I wanted to know more and
Well, don't be worried of me. I'll tell you the story in a moment, but first, Eleanor, I feel like, you may want this. And he'll pull out at least the bead that the other Oni wore.
She doesn't say anything, but she holds her hands out, cupped, even though it's a very small thing, and just takes it from you as you drop it into her hand, and she cups it and kind of pulls it to herself.
I have what you'd call the ashes as well, if you'd want those. I have a guess who it was, but...
Thank you for keeping my son safe. What... what happened to his father?
Protecting him.
father?
I would like to be alone, if you don't mind. And she turns her back, walking
Yes.
back to her desk and righting her chair.
Yes, ma'am. And I'll walk out.
Barreling across the deck of the ship is the form of Seraphina, and she immediately grabs Ezra up in a hug. I thought you were dead.
Might as well be. Sarah, let me go.
Like, holds you out at arm's length as big as you are and just kind of goes, poof. Tenza.
Seraphina. Long time no
Prick.
see. Oh, I have always enjoyed our fights.
Do you want to have a
Done
go
nothing.
now? Do you want to have a go now?
You'd like that.
I've got time.
Oh.
We don't. We've been asked to leave, which means you and the ship can leave as well.
Out of my way. I'm going to see the captain.
Oh,
And
I
she,
wouldn't.
like, shoulders past you. I've never taken orders from you, upstart. She makes her way to the captain.
That's going to be a tough... okay, you know what? Let her have her touchy subject. That's fine.
But she tries the door, and she knocks, and from inside you don't hear anything, but you don't hear the response. But Seraphina's hand falls, and she turns, and her eyes just stare holes into you. What have you done to her?
Done nothing. Tongoro can state to that. It's quite fine. Really, when you think about it. I just gave her a bead.
You gave her a bead.
Oh, someone she knew passed away. Turned to dust. Protecting his son, though, it seems. At least.
She stomps back over. Like, you can hear her footfalls on the deck of the ship. She stands nearly nose to nose. She's not as tall, but that man's name is never to fall on your lips again. Zen was always more of a man than you'll ever be, Tenza. Give us back our boy.
You know it's not that easy. Sadly, Ezra doesn't want to come out. If he wants to come out, he could take over just as easily. But he doesn't want to. So you're stuck with me. At least for now.
She, as though for the first time seeing Tongaroa standing there, she's, "Are you all right?"
Physically, yes.
Oh, looks like you've met the bastard then.
I don't know if that's what I would call him, but I just miss him.
Well, you may not know him now, but I take it you've come to save Ezra's life again, then?
Well, I wouldn't show up for just no reason.
Through her teeth, you can almost hear them sliding against one another as she says, "Then I guess I owe you my thanks." And she spins on her heels and storms off.
I love hearing sorry on her lips. Or at least thanks. That's always fun. Tonga, you want to know why I'm here?
It would bring some enlightenment to the subject.
In the past, Ezra spent some time with his tribe. He did not enjoy himself. This is what all the markings on his skin is for. Captured. Like a dog, you could say. He didn't like it. He felt alone, he felt scared. Who he thought was his father he had met, and he had been told that he was dead. That he had been punished by the tribe for having a child outside of the tribe. So, here, Ezra was trapped. And here he manifested me. And when I showed up, I took us out. I took us home. After some time, he came back. He doesn't know me, he doesn't remember me. But I'm always here. Just here to help when he's scared and alone. When he's ready, I'm sure he'll come back. If he does want to come back, if he feels the need to come back. Until then, you're stuck with me.
Shouldn't have left him in a situation where he was like that. I didn't know, take his hands and I'm like, please, Ezra, I know that you're in there and I know that you can hear me somehow. And I didn't mean to leave you like that. And I promise, I'll never make you feel that way ever again. And we can just go to my island. We could be just us and we can have a family and we can be happy. And I don't want to leave you alone like that ever again.
He slips his hands out of yours. Tangaroa, your tears are wasted on me. He'll come back when he's ready. But you see, right now, he's not. Perhaps, though, keeping that sort of starry-eyed hope and your best wishes on maybe the rest of the party will do better.
So be it.
But for now, we both get back,
Yeah, I suppose so.
Off he goes.
Back at the back in the castle, in the chamber, Zora, you are casting a spell. No?
No,
Maybe?
that she's
No.
waiting until, because that spell can only be used when people are asleep.
Well, considering that it is a separate mind.
Oh yeah. Because I'm guessing over the course of the day she would have probably gotten some of the information, at least possibly.
I'm sure it's pretty easy to gather up.
Okay. She's kind of
Someone
closes.
clip that where you can see Tonga's heartbreak. Sorry.
See the exact moment where Tonga's heart breaks.
There, right there. That's the exact moment that his soul breaks into two.
Okay. Zora's just going to kind of sit on the bed there and close her eyes and cast Dream and try to contact Ezra.
Where is Ezra?
She's not part of the spell. She can shape the dream. She's not going to shape anything until she's in there and knows she has found Ezra.
Either gathering his things, I'd say probably by this point, or walking back to gather his things, depending on.
Where's Tenza?
Oh, where's Ezra?
Where is Ezra?
On
On a farm upstate.
a farm upstate. We dropped crying a lot.
He's
in
happy.
the
He's
house
with
with
the
all
other.
the
He's with the other Onis. He's.
Oh, he's
running
with his dad.
Oh God, no!
It got darker than I meant to, real quick.
They're throwing the ball back and forth just like they've always wanted.
Oof.
Ooh. All right, sorry.
Where are we going? Why am I in this handbasket?
All right.
Ezra. Probably almost like he's in a pit of some sort. Well, actually, no, he's not in a pit. Sorry, apologies, not a pit. That's the wrong words I'm gonna look for. It's like a small cell. There are 3 walls. One of them is barred. The one window that sits on the back of the wall is too high for him to reach, and it is also barred. He looks younger, and he has no tattoos on his skin.
Okay. Zora will just kind of walk over and sit down next to him.
Hi, hello? You,
Hi.
who, how did you get here?
I mean, magic is the easy answer, I guess. But I'm only here because there's a lot of people that are worried about you.
Trying to think of what he would say. I'm sorry, I never expected to get this far.
It's all good.
That's just
The
me.
mood like every day.
To get this far. Oh shit.
Improv.
How about its finest, legitimately. Are you stuck too?
No. I mean, I can kind of come and go as I want, but I don't think I'm gonna leave until you come with me.
I don't know if I can leave.
It'll be hard. Zora kind of noticed that he looks a lot younger. She's like, but I know you're pretty strong.
They say I'm not strong yet, but
There's different kind of strongs. I mean, she kind of like tries to flex, and yeah, absolutely nothing happens. She's like, I'm not strong here, but up here sometimes I'm pretty good. I'm not as good as some of your other friends, but I think I'm strong here too. And I think you are. She's kind of like, I can't tell if it's visible on the camera, but like pointing at her chest.
I've tried to leave before, but they don't let me. He won't let me.
Who won't?
Ezra kind of points out, and there is an Oni outside of the cage. It doesn't look like him. It doesn't look like an older version of him. It's just a very large, actually, red-looking Oni. Like you guys have seen the way Ezra stands. This man stands probably 8 feet plus. He's very big. And he just guards.
Did you ask him if you can leave? Did you tell him you want to leave?
As much as I tell him I want to leave, he doesn't let me. I have somebody who wants to help me leave. I just don't know if he's strong enough.
Do you know where he is?
We
We could go find him.
He's. Ooh, I want to see something really quick.
So good.
I pictured Garth from Wayne's World. Excuse me, I'd like to go by now.
Ezra's body posture changes a little bit as he's looking around the cell. Well, you see, he's right here. Zora, right?
Mhm.
Delving in to find Ezra, I take it.
He's my friend. Tenzin?
That's me.
We can protect him too.
I'm not saying you can't. But where were you and how long did it take you to come and get him? Did you? Actually, sorry, you didn't come and get him. Unfortunately, the calls and the cries from him called me back. I'm not here maliciously. I'm not here to take over and be the only one that controls him. I'm just here to protect him. If Ezra dies, I die. See, he'll come back when he's ready. And unfortunately, the guard by the door is where his issue lies. Sort of like a dream. This is where I was born. This cell.
I assume you don't like being in the cell all the time, since Ezra's in control. I guess more often than not.
True. But when I'm here, it's fine. I'm comfortable. I can picture anything I'd like, where it's comfortable and a nice bed, a good pillow, other people to talk to, though it has to be people he's seen. But he's stuck in his fear. It's a different amount of time each time, but I can never say how long he'll be or if he'll come back within moments. You can talk to him as much as you like, but you'll always find him in this state. This is where he thinks he is. This is where he's stuck.
Zora just kind of nods. And since it's not technically a dream, she's still going to try it, though, because it says that in the spell that they can shape the landscape.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to try to... Do any of these walls have a door?
The one does, yeah.
Okay. She's going to kind of look at it and produce a key, or try to produce a key.
I'm going to say, unless there is a reason why, since you are shaping this realm, you are able to produce a key.
She'll kind of take it and hand it to Ezra. I know what it's like to be scared. Maybe not this scared, but I mean, I've never faced down stuff like what we've faced down ever. The hardest thing I had to deal with was, dealing with my sisters and people at the village and stuff like that. All I know is that we're all a little bit braver when Ezra's around. And that we miss him. Especially Tonga. Tonga really misses you. And I can't guarantee we'll always be there right when bad stuff happens, but we're always going to try to get there as quick as we can. Your family. And she just kind of produces a couple of flowers and also hands them to him. Is like, I'll come back again later if I don't see you again, just to check in, make sure you're okay.
Gives a bit of a nod. He'll take the flowers, he'll take the key.
Just kind of goes over, opens the door, kind of looks over. It's like, do you want me to leave it open?
Yeah.
Okay. Just leave it open. You can come out whenever you want, but we'll all be here whenever you're ready.
Imagining her bitch slapping the red Oni as she goes by. Just like, sit down.
I mean, she could since she can shape the dream, she could, but she's like, that might not work well. She's like, this isn't like a dream. She's kind of like,
don't want to do anything in his head that will completely just wreck his brain.
Let's try not to melt. Let's try not to melt any brains here. Just
Turn
kind
it
of
into turn the Oni into cake, and the next thing you know, he's just completely just like terrified of pastries.
she just kind of like walks over, draws a door, kind of like glows green and opens it, and just looks like a meadow on the other side, and closes it behind herself and wakes up.
The next time Tenza would see the next time Tenza would have seen Zora, he would at least mention that, well, he's at least closer. So you did something.
I'll come back and talk to him again later.
Feel free. I can't stop him once he wants something.
Coming out of your dream state.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The spell dissipates and you find yourself sitting again in your room. Progress may have been made. We'll have to see. I take it that a lot of you are gathering your belongings with the exception of one very surly wizard.
I mean, he's doing it very slowly, but he is exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
Moving at half speed, as it were.
Polanius himself comes around to your individual rooms.
Mm-hmm.
He once again, as he does so, thanks each and every one of you for your service, for your assistance. He does make it known that he would not have been able to overcome this without your aid. And he says, with all of our gratitude, but with regret, we must ask that you leave. If you would like to take your vessel out, we can. We can also make sure that it is prepared and has plenty of goods to travel with. If you would like to make your way to your next stop via a teleportation ring, that is also available to you.
Satya had mentioned that's something that he could do himself if he really wanted to.
But you look exhausted. Please allow us to do that for you.
That's what happens when you mess around with experimental magic.
You're not trying to veil your words at all, are you? You're actually saying that out loud?
He's exhausted. He doesn't say what it is he's doing exactly.
But you said the words, experimenting with magic.
Yeah.
I see. We must make sure that you understand that while our gratitude is extended, please, we're going to ask you kindly to leave. Our kingdom's been in enough danger, and I don't want any more.
Then what are you going to do to fix that when we're gone?
That's our troubles, not yours, to worry about. You aren't our leaders or our rulers.
I know I'm not.
Then our troubles should be no more yours. You've provided us a service and rid us of a tyrant. And again, for that we are eternally grateful. You even have my sister's seneschal at your beck and call.
Right. Nothing I can say in response to this would sound any better.
I fear you're right.
Because it would, given my state of exhaustion, it would probably be insulting.
I don't want us to get off on a bad foot. Understand. I understand that this is leaving a bad taste in all of your mouths. But this decision is final. Again, understand. I am grateful. But I feel like we used a large threat to take out a larger threat. You have to understand that I am asking you kindly and respectfully.
Fine. I was going to suggest we could look at that room the beholder was in and what it was doing, just to make sure there's no trace of its essence left.
We already have our teams on it to make sure that it is cleared and that the monsters are safely escorted away.
He looks like he wants to say something, but is like visibly holding his tongue. Right. I'll be done packing when I'm done.
Please understand, the sooner the better.
So can I get on that?
Please do. Are you feeling well? You look exhausted.
I fought a beholder, several mind flayers. They're brain cat things. And whatever was leading them.
I can send a healer to assist you in some way.
I'll be fine. This isn't the first time I've exhausted myself working on my own projects.
He stands at the door and kind of looks around the room for a moment and goes, I see. Again, thank you for your service. And he turns with his hands in his robes tucked in, and he heads towards Zastari's room.
Yeah, and when they're done, once everybody's gone, Satiel, under his breath, just goes, "Fat lot of good those experts of yours did before."
Zastari, there's a knock on your door. When you open it, you can see Polania standing there, more stately, wearing robes of his command and order. Zastari, it was you we came to first and thanked. I apologize that it wasn't you we came to first to regretfully ask, with all respect and kindness, that you take your leave of our kingdom.
See, I would say that I understood. But quite frankly, I'm a little confused.
We didn't understand what it was we were up against. I mean, not fully. But when it came to the fight, we saw how truly terrifying you all were. As terrifying as the thing that controlled this kingdom was. Defeating a power with another power. I'm doing my best. Understand, this is my station. To not upset you further. But I have to do what is best for my people. And that is why I respectfully, with all the gratitude that I can muster, and I cannot express that to you enough, my demeanor belies how truly grateful I am for all of your assistance. There was no way that my small cadre of people could have pulled this off. As you are reasonable people, and you have shown me such, I come to you with reason, hoping that you could understand. I do not use spear points, I simply use words.
I understand. I
I would
believe
like-
your grace would be the appropriate designation.
I'm trying to be graceful.
I understand.
Allow me to give you a gift. And you watch as he kind of just pulls out from underneath his robes a simple bag, like a satchel, and he flips it open. And you can see walking around behind him carrying a rather large chest is the muscle. He opens the chest and then kind of carefully with one corner pours into the bag, which does not seem to swell as he pours the entirety of the chest into the bag. He then closes it, and you watch as Polanius lifts the bag and hands it to you.
I'm assuming he just poured like gold and platinum and
Gold, platinum, gems.
Okay.
Just a bunch of money and stuff in there.
This could go to help your people.
We will be fine. Our coffers are fine. Thank you. Do you decline the gift?
No, I need to remember what his name is. I'm so bad with names.
Polanius?
No.
Nope.
Chu. Did
Yes.
he have any family?
He did, yes. He does.
She is just going to take the bag from him, sling it over her shoulder, and then she's going to reach in and pull out the equivalency of 100 gold pieces,
Mm-hmm.
and then hand it back to Polanius. This for his family. I can't bring him back. It's not my forte, despite my ability to use magic.
Thank you. I will make sure that it is dispersed evenly amongst his family.
But this'll help quite a number of people. I'll be sure to...
Again, our coffers and troubles aren't yours.
Of course. I have to ask. I am my brother's spy master, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
He is the equivalent to the Lord Regent of Pendulum Vale City.
Mm-hmm.
I think perhaps we might be able to broker a trade deal between the two cities. I would highly suggest that you reach out to him and open talks. It would be beneficial for both cities in the long run.
I look forward to treating with him. I will reach out to him as soon as I can.
She pulls out a scrap of paper, writes down like everything that
all of his information that he would need.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then she is gonna go lounge, I guess, in the wherever the party is going to be meeting up.
Mm-hmm.
And then pull out her scroll of sending and notify her brother that she has given his information and that there will be somebody contacting him in the near future.
Okay. The communique is sent out as the party gathers. Tangaroa, you can see a dark elf that you are not familiar with. You've seen him around several times talking to the party. He introduces himself. I apologize that we weren't formally introduced. My name is Polanius. I am the the Crown Prince here. My sister is the ruler. Your allies aided in your rescue as well as the rescuing of my kingdom, or this kingdom.
I am Tom Broa.
It is a pleasure to meet you. You seem a sturdy warrior. I apologize that we weren't able to aid you sooner.
Pleasure's all mine.
It is with a heavy heart, but with all of my gratitude and grace, that I must ask you and your party, and I've already informed Zastari and Satil. I'm informing the rest of them. Zora has already been made notice that I am asking your party to take their leave of our kingdom.
Right. I understand.
Thank you.
We will be on our way.
And I appreciate your gracefulness in accepting this request. He has a conversation with Mello, and then he appears at Ezra's door, having already notified Zora of his request, and she's well underway, but he is making a more formal request of all of the party members. He knocks on Ezra's door, or Tenza's door, I guess.
Open it for him.
I don't believe that we've been properly introduced. My name is Polinius. I am the Crown Prince. My sister is the Queen here.
Oh, it's good to Good.
No, I'm sorry. What were you saying? I
No.
apologize.
My train of thought is already gone. It's fine. Continue.
It is with... I am overly grateful for all that you have done, that your party has done in aiding us in ridding our kingdom of a tyrant. It is with a heavy heart, but with all the grace that I can muster, that I come to you asking for you and your party to take their leave. I have already informed your allies that we have magical means with which to transport you to your next destination. Of course, your vessel will be loaded with goods to trade as well as supplies so that they can make the trip back. If you wish to go with them, of course, or if you wish to take the magical transportation that we have offered.
Well, I think magical travel is what the party has decided on. What are you afraid of? Are you afraid we're going to take over your lands even though we just helped you rid a tyrant from it?
I will spare a few moments because the question seems to have arisen with all of you. We were not always a freed people. We were bound. We toppled our oppressors. This was long before I was born. The people that held us were industrious, genius. Their quality of craftsmanship can still be seen to this day, but they were tyrannical and cruel. My people, after years and years of this, rose up and overthrew them. But it was with the help and aid of outsiders.
And those outsiders, what? Betrayed your trust? Betrayed your
Yes.
call for aid?
They betrayed our trust.
So you think us the same thing?
I think you to be honorable and noble and accepting of a request of someone who is a leader of this land and tries to look out for that of his people. That is what I think.
Well, since you're letting us leave and asking us so politely to leave, I don't think you'll want to hear what I have to say on that matter. So, Thank you for housing us. Thank you for the food and, of course, everything like that. You can leave now.
I have compensated Zastari.
For all of
To
us.
be correct for all of you. She was the first that I met of your party, so. Thank you again. And he turns and leaves. So, party. The request has gone out officially to all of you. Do you meet in the common room? Do you meet on the balcony? Where do you guys want to meet at?
I'll stroll around until somebody else finds me because I don't know where we're meeting at all.
Yeah, so we're
I'll
all
say-
probably doing the
yeah.
same.
He's just shuffling.
You all find each other in the common room, and as though summoned, but at the same time, none of you called out. As you all come together a few moments later, Polonius, along with a few other robed individuals, approach you all. Thank you again for your service. We've prepared a ring of magic that will teleport you to Prestigio, if you'll follow us. And they walk out onto a different balcony, not the one that you were on earlier whenever he had that. As you see, the doors are opened, light filters in and hits the doors, and it reflects the light off in multicolors. The balcony looks over the sea and the rest of the archipelago, and you can see that it's gorgeous. This light on the sea and the ocean is sparkling, and the light from the refracted crystals on the door just shines out everywhere, creating a cascade of purple hues and pinks and things like that just shine back and forth. You can see there on this very large balcony a circle with a set of runes that are etched in it. Why did it move over there? That's weird. Sorry. My Discord went from being over here to over there for some reason. I'm like, why are you here? Why are you this way, Discord? What's that?
Mouse.
Yeah, Ghost Mouse. He stands ready with the circle, and you can see that they are ready for the incantation. The runes start to glow slightly. This will put you...
Satiel is going to take a moment. Like, while this is happening, he's just studying these runes.
You got it.
So he can memorize this circle.
Well, remember, this one doesn't connect here. It connects there.
Yeah, I know, but
Okay.
If it's a circle and he knows the runic structure, he can lock on to it to use teleportation circle.
That is correct. You can.
So he's going to memorize this.
Sure thing. The arcane runes glow, and Polonius stands back and motions towards the circle once more.
Sora will look over at Polonius and be like, before I left the balcony, your friend asked, are you sure? And I'll ask you that again. I don't know what it was in reference to, but for him to have asked you that must have been important. Are you sure?
Give me an insight check.
Since she's asking, can I just sort of like tap her and hit her with guidance?
23.
You can. I don't think you need to.
He's doing it anyway. Just because he's grumpy enough, he's just like, all right, what's she doing? She's sussing him out.
Guidance gives me what?
A D4.
Yeah.
Roll a D4 and add it.
He's a grumpy Satiel, so he's just like, what's she doing? She's doing a thing. Let me poke her.
Add 3 more onto that.
So 26. When you ask him the question, his normally implacable face kind of scrunches for a second, and you can see his shoulders kind of droop for a moment. And he says, "Yes, I'm sure."
If you change your mind, I'm sure you guys, with all of your magic here, I'm sure contacting one of us would be no problem.
It is, and again, thank you. We will be much more guarded about things in the future. I appreciate everything that you have done.
She'll fall back into the group to jump in the circle.
As you guys step into the circle, I know your passive perception is a 21. Eric, what is Satil's passive?
His passive is a 17.
Okay. What is Tonga's passive?
11.
Zastari?
21.
21. And Tenzra.
Is his ship name?
Tenzra? That's his final form.
Is that
Fusion! Ha!
is that
But he's just
considered
touching
like
his own
a
fingers.
like a self-sense? Like what is that?
2-for-1 deal. It's a 20.
Okay. As you step into the circle and the magic completes, they start to fade. One of the last images that the three of you, Zastari, Zora, and Tenzra, recognize is that Polonius actually has like tear like in his eyes.
What a baby.
You arrive in Prestigio, and the ground shakes and rumbles. This place is not new to most of you. Looking at you, Zora. You remember this to be tall spires, clockwork towers, and all sorts and manner of wonderful things as gnomes scamper here and there along with other races, and they build and craft these wonderful things. But at the same time, you remember a part of the world when it was still there, but there weren't gnomes. And now you're seeing a third Prestigio. All around you looks like a battlefield. Metal is rent and twisted. Buildings are shells and they are on fire. There is no longer running about, scampering and enjoying a new invention or something. There is instead terror and screaming. You watch as a group of humans who are fleeing from one of the buildings. You watch as one head pops out, looking back and forth to check the scenario before running. As he does run, you see something, a searing light that shoots towards him and cuts him down as he runs. As you look, you see something that you were sure you've only seen one other time. A figure with wings. But it's not an Aasimar. It's not what you've seen. Their head is bald, their eyes glow with pinpoints of radiant light. In their hand you see a gigantic sword. The wings and the creature itself would be beautiful beyond understanding if it weren't for the fact that it's so terrifying. It sets its feet down on the ground, and as it does, it sends everything up around it. You look at this creature, and you feel both awe and dread as you do so. Who speaks Celestial?
Everyone but Zora.
Everyone in the group speaks
Actually,
Celestial?
no, I don't speak Celestial.
I think it might
Me
actually
neither.
just be
I think it's just-
Satil and Zastari.
Yeah,
I think Mello said
So
he
the-
did.
Yeah,
the
Mela
three-
does as well.
Mello might. I'm not too sure though. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I can find out real quick. Give me a second. Because D&D Beyond... collections, my compans. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Nope, I am not looking for that. I am looking for this. Mm-hmm. Beside the magnificently beautiful creature moving with like speed that is almost unseeable, you see another tall figure. In his hand, you see a longbow. Beside him, flying, you see a great sword, just like floating beside him. You see the two of them standing there, and they look down upon you. They speak to one another before filling your minds with sound and reason. Do you bow before our might? Small creatures.
Zora's trying really hard just to play the wee lobby music in her head.
Do 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 do.
Do 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 do
I'm gonna play the Wii music now.
do do.
If I wasn't streaming, I also would.
Asked you a question.
No, you don't want my answer.
Now it rings out and it washes over you as a radiant energy. I need everyone to give me wisdom saving throws, please.
Okay.
Jesus.
Pretty sure these guys aren't Jesus.
Oh no, I
I know what these guys are.
I legitimately threw my dice into this tray and it landed right on the edge, and I was like, "Who does that? How did you not fall in?"
You does that.
Like I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
21 from me.
I gotta ask, is this against a specific status?
It is not a charm.
Okay.
Like, it's not a charm effect.
Had to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's just gonna make you kneel. Is this Loki? Does he have a name?
If it's Loki, I'm kneeling without question. Let's be honest.
Me too.
But somehow I don't think it's Loki. Q. I don't think we're that lucky.
It's bald, so
It's
I'm gonna go with a no.
Mellow. Actually, it was the one with this flowing hair that actually spoke to you.
Oh.
Wasn't there a bald one?
There's two of them.
Yeah.
There's a bald one and there's one with flowing hair.
The bald one's
It's like
shy.
Dr. Manhattan.
I know what both of these things are.
Do you want me to start a fight or no? This is the one hint I want.
I rolled a 19.
Absolutely not.
I'm gonna start a fight.
You start a fight.
You know, throw some hot sauce on them hot angel wings. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, fair, yeah.
Hey, we got some Franks. That shit goes on everything.
Fair enough.
All right, so
I'd like to
we had
guess level Franks.
counterspell with ranch dressing.
Blue cheese and celery.
What about like a-
I don't
I
like
got
blue cheese.
14.
A 14. Okay, Zastari
19.
19.
Molly had to disappear for a bit. She's not
Mhm.
feeling well because of her food.
Mm-hmm. What did Ezra Tenza? What did you get?
21.
21. Satil?
28.
Okay.
Actually, we're all within 10 feet of Tonga, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is
That's a
Tonga's
plus.
charisma bonus?
Oh, wouldn't that give us a +5 then?
Hang on a second. I'll tell
I
you what
mean, wait
Tonga
for
is.
it to scroll by on the.
Well, I can just
The
click
I'm
on the
screen.
saying I
screen.
can't see it on the overlay. For some reason, the overlay doesn't want to pop up for me to go directly to his page.
Yeah,
Plus-
the overlay's
plus
not being
4.
It's a +4.
Four. Okay, so I'd have a 32.
25.
I already erased my dice. I'd have 4 more.
You had a
I think
14, so you're up to 18.
Yeah.
I guess that puts me at a 23.
Okay. I will roll for Tonga. Muahahaha. Who gets a 19 total? Those of you who rolled less than a 25,
My heart.
your knee and your body is shoved forcibly to the ground. You're put down. You feel your head being bowed by some unseeable force. It turns its head, and then you can hear it once again. This flowing hair around it just seems to float. You wish to resist those who still stand. You should take a lesson from your friend. At this, the bald-headed one flies off in another direction, as though being called away by something. You can see him turn his head slowly before just disappearing out somewhere.
Zatiel will speak in Celestial, using his natural voice.
You're not going to try to outmatch the awesome power of this thing with your voice?
No, he's just going to talk normally because he knows he can't. It's a little natural for us to resist forces in our mind when we just got finished fighting illithids and a beholder.
We have seen this place wasted for far too long. Now we will set things right. And he turns and looks behind him, like off in the distance. And remember where I said you could feel the ground shaking?
Mm-hmm.
You look over the tops of these roofs and you can see 2 gigantic figures moving through the town, lifting their feet. They have a spalder strapped to them. They carry a gigantic a gigantic hammer, each one of them. A sash, a belt around their waist with robes. Their skin is this pale bluish white in color. As they step forward, they seem to move slow as gigantic size just propels them forward. Boom, boom, boom.
Am I allowed to ask why you are doing so through violence?
It is not our wish. We did not start this fight. He gestures across, just like to a general broad gesture. You brought the usurper to us.
Oh, that. That's what we've been trying to work on fixing. If we can.
He slings his bow, and he lands the sword again, just like its own embodiment thing, just kind of follows him down. It turns and hangs upside down as opposed to point up. It turns to where the point is down. He lands lightly on the ground and stands next to you. You are trying to end this usurper.
if we can. Do you know the name Miliandra?
Why do you speak this name?
She's been trying to get us to reassemble her sword. I don't entirely know for what purpose, but
Her sword is said to have wonderful powers. That it is a god killer. You... And he looks you up and down with a sizing you up kind of thing. Mortal, wish to wield the power of the Celestials?
he blinks, and because he's still tired and he doesn't think about it, he'll unleash his radiant soul and display his connection to Miliandra, to this large winged creature.
He stands nonplussed and just looks at you and says, "That did not answer my question."
No, but she's been guiding me since I was a child.
And you have followed her?
As best I can. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to pretend that I am.
He stands back and he rises off of the ground and he says, "Well, we shall see what becomes of you and your," as he looks over the rest of the party, "allies. I have other things to tend to." And he wings off in the distance, and you can see him unsling his bow, and he draws what appears to be a shard of light as he knocks it and fires it towards one of the two big figures. They seem now, as you look at them, you can see the rest of you feel that presence that pushed you down has eased off of you, and you feel, the weight of that pressure being lifted off your shoulders. You watch as you look now across there, you can see flying around the two Empyrean, these celestial titans. You can see several figures swarming around like small birds. You watch as one of the Celestials, the Titans, just swipes his hand. As he does, you can see little figures flying off in the distance, slightly, just a little too slow to avoid it. There are small puffs where they land, and they continue to stride forward. Just past them, you see a figure, a globe of energy around him with scintillating colors, just a swirl and mixture like an oil slick around him. As he moves, you recognize the figure. You have seen him because you have put him on the path to godhood.
That bitch.
Well, there's Ganneman.
I'm guessing the city didn't look like this last time you guys were here?
No, not quite.
Sorry.
I don't think so. I mean, last time I was here, it was a technology and magic festival.
And as you ask that question, I need everybody, including Satil,
Okay.
on this particular one, because you were the one that invoked that. I want everybody except for Zora to give me a sanity check, please.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. I was just about to ask, like, would it be like the memory of the original, not the original time, but like the magic side time, and that's what he remembers?
To be fair, we all
but-
knew this was coming the moment we
Oh,
set
I
foot in
know.
Prestigio. So
That's why I'm asking, because he did choose a specific side.
Yeah.
But- okay.
Like I said, it hasn't completely wiped it out.
Fair. I figured I'd ask just in case.
Yours are more like that weird feeling of deja vu, where theirs are vivid memories. So basically, what it comes down to
makes
is
sense.
your DCs are lower
Got it.
than what
Okay.
theirs are.
That makes sense.
All right. With
This
that
is why
being said, Maddie, I dare ask, how's the story did?
I rolled an 8.
An 8. Okay. Tenza Ezra?
18.
18. Okay. Tangaroa?
17.
All right. And Satil?
22.
All right.
I almost nat 20 that.
This is the epicenter of where your journey began. Not where the magic changed, but where your journey began. So long ago, it feels like. As such, seeing it not only in the state where everything is crushed underfoot and there's broken people and places all around you, but you remember that selection. You remember leaving with a throng of people. You remember a celebration, and yet to see it in this state, your mind locks. Everyone, with the exception of Satil, loses 1 point of sanity, and you are locked in place for
Well, those of us that rolled anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those of you that rolled.
I'll say, wait a minute. Did Zora just like, wait, what are they
No.
doing? Let me imitate them.
Zora and Satil, you watch as your allies become locked in place. You guys are going to be like basically losing 4 rounds as you were just overcome with watching the city being destroyed. You can watch as these Empyrean, these Titans, start moving forward. You have one thing that you need to do at this point in time, Satil.
Mm-hmm. Find that shard.
But that will be for next week.
Okay. Fair enough.
I can't really dive into Prestigio without having Mello here because I don't want him to miss out on any of the fun here. A huge thank you to all of my players. It was a lot of really great RP tonight, especially with Tenza, with everybody in Tenza. So with that being in mind, on the beginning of the next session, everybody will have inspiration. So congratulations. Go ahead and make sure you mark that. Thank you all so much. Maddie, Q, Sarah, Eric, and Molly. Maddie is our production manager and was playing Zastari this evening, who is in a weird relationship with her sword. Let's just not get into it. Thank you so much. You can watch Maddie run games on Thursday nights as she runs Descent into Avernus, and she also plays on Wednesday in Monster of the Week. Q is and Saturdays
that starts
now,
this
right?
week.
That's right. Our new show on Saturdays from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Stolen Cities with our newest DM, Alex. Yes. My brain is like, yes, that is his name. With Alex, and that is again 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time. Stolen Cities. Check out the first session this Saturday. And if you follow us on Patreon, you might have a special treat. Or not follow us on Patreon, but if you're a patron, words, whatever are they?
Patron supporter.
If you're a patron, we actually will have, there you go, supporter. There we are. A special treat of a session 0 that will be up on there. We also had Q, who helps to keep all of our all of our social media stuff straight and make sure that posts get out there when I don't jump in and do it myself because I'm bored and busy.
I'm just diving in. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh, not tonight. Okay.
Cat must not have anything to do this afternoon. Q is playing our Tenza Ezra Patreon subscriber. There you go. And then we had Sarah, who plays our she doesn't look that dangerous, Zora. And I'm sorry, I missed something here. Q is actually our Monster of the Week storyteller and plays in our Descent into Avernus game.
The
Sarah,
person with the audacity to dismiss a god.
I
yeah,
have my priorities.
yeah, you've been doing that "you can leave now" thing a little too much. You're starting to.
Listen, I've got a tally. I got to say it to at least every person once.
Can we try it on this one?
Can we try it
the
on the
words.
Empyreans? Just you
Yeah,
can go
excuse
now.
me. You can go now. I just get smited. That's
I'm just imagining her doing that to Asmodeus. He's just like,
Excuse me, what?
bet.
let me just step on you.
Like, I like your chutzpah, Dead.
Yeah.
You got a lot of
Like
moxie,
cut,
kid.
G. Fucking head gets cut off.
Sarah, who is playing Zora this evening, will also be playing as, what is your character name on Tuesdays?
Jolene.
Jolene. Jolene on our Vampire the Masquerade game, which is on Tuesday nights, along with our buddy GM Jason, who is part of the Nerd Eternal Network. So huge shout out to those guys, as well as to the players and to GM Jason. And then Eric, who is playing as Satil, who also plays in Tuesday night's Vampire the Masquerade game. What is your character's name?
Samuel.
Samuel. That's, I guess I could have clicked over to the Discord channel, where everybody's names are at, but I'm looking at the camera.
I mean, well, yes, but then I wouldn't be able to pull out his accent.
There you go. So he plays Samuel on our Tuesday night game, which is the Vampire the Masquerade's Valley by Night, set here in the Tennessee River Valley area. Unless it's moved by some weird game storytelling thing. No? Okay. And then we have Molly, who is playing as Tangaroa. Molly also plays in Thursday night's Descent into Avernus game and on Wednesdays in Monster of the Week.
Mm-hmm.
And then off screen tonight, because he is getting some well-needed rest. Thank you, buddy. We miss you. We can't wait to see you again. Is
Steve.
Thank you, Steve, who plays as Mello. I was like, what's the name? If it's not there for me to look at, I don't remember it anymore.
Brain has stalled. Quick, find the reboot button.
Cat.exe has stopped functioning. Who plays Mello and is also in our chat channel, or our Twitch channel all the time, is Funconscious, who's really great about keeping up with everyone. So thanks to these guys. A huge thanks to D&D Beyond for letting us to use their wonderful tool and keep it going. And we want to thank all of our supporters. Ray, thank you very much for the subscription and giving out the gift sub tonight. We really appreciate it. Until next week, remember we have shows 5 nights a week now: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And you can always find me running around locally here in Huntsville. We are always up to run games for you. Just let us know what you need, and we're here for you. Thank you all so much. Take care of yourselves. Good night, everyone.